Alright guys, welcome back to Arkansas Fishing Videos. I wanted to shoot a little video today, a screencast actually, of a resource I found for Arkansas, the lakes or actually the brush piles that the Game and Fish has dropped in all the lakes that they manage. I'm a member of a Facebook group, Arkansas Crappie Fishing Talk, I think is the exact name of it, and I posted in there a couple of weeks ago looking for the brush piles the Game and Fish have dropped in the lakes. And I remember growing up, you used to be able to get paper maps that had all those brush piles listed on them. And I was wondering if those resources were still available, or what kind of what was out there. And one of the guys in the group responded and pointed me to this page on the Game and Fish Commission website. And I want to show you kind of a workaround. If you have kind of upper end electronics, you can download what they call GPX files, and you can upload those to the electronics on your boat, and it'll take you right straight to those brush piles. Well, I'm a bit of a budget fisherman, and I don't have, I think my fish finder's like $150. It's not even color, it's black and white. I mean, budget fisherman here, folks. And so I was looking for a way to be able to pinpoint those brush piles I happen to have an iPhone, and so I found what kind of a workaround with this page with an iPhone, where we can download these GPX files and then upload them to our phone, and then still be able to go right to those brush piles without having to motor over them or troll around and where you think they might be and look for them on your electronics, and just kind of hit and miss. And so I'm going to show you what I've done, and then we'll kind of go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Game and Fish website. And they have a pretty cool website set up here, pretty interactive, lots of information on here. We're going to go over, and under this resource tab right here, we're going to go down to maps. And then AGFC Interactive Maps is the page. Now initially when you load this page, it may ask you, you may get a JavaScript message that says you need Java to run it, because it is kind of an interactive page. And this is what you'll initially see, and in just a few more seconds, we'll give it a minute here. It will load, and it's going to highlight green, and that'll be all the lakes that the game, just like that. These are all the lakes the Game and Fish manages, and that they've dropped brush piles in. And so the lake I'm gonna use is Brewer, and so you'll come over here to the left and just zoom in. And it'll take it a minute or two to load Brewers on up here. And this is for iPhone only. I don't have access to Android. As soon as I can get my hands on one, I'll try it and see if it'll work. And so we're going to stop right here, and we'll give this thing a second. I don't have a super fast computer, so it takes it a little while to load. Okay, so there we go. So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at Lake Brewer, and it looks like all these brush piles are kind of right on top of each other. They're not, but the more you zoom in, you'll see they'll be, again, it's going to take it a few seconds. There we go. Okay, so they're all spread out there. And so what we're going to do now, I'm going to zoom back out here so I can get all these in there. And so you're going to go up here along this toolbar, and you're going to click on the hammer, which is miscellaneous tools, and you're going to click here where it says GPS GPX communicator. And we're going to drag this right over here. Okay, and so here's what we want. We want these GPX files, and we're going to click on the little blue create and download a GPX file. So we're going to click there, and then you want to turn this pointer selector on, and then I'll show you what that does. Okay, so that turned, let's turn it, sorry, I turned it off. Okay, so now it's going to tell you press down to start and let go to finish. So we're going to go up here to the very top, kind of over here where we can get all these piles in there. We're just going to make a square, and then you let up. And then what you'll see load over here is 86 points selected. So there's 86 brush piles currently on Lake Brewer that the Game and Fish that they've dropped. And so from here we're going to go over to download to GPX, and it's going to say this application is trying to save a file to your computer, and that's what we really want it to do. So we're going to click OK, and we're going to go up here, and you can see I've done this a couple of times already. I've created a folder on my computer that's called Arkansas Brush Piles, and we're going to name it Lake Brewer, just like I've done the other 2 times when I was testing this. We'll click Save. Yes, we're going to. You shouldn't get that message. It's just replacing a file because I've already have a file of that same name. Okay, so we'll go over here and we'll turn the selector off. And for me, if I'm to keep this straight, I'm going to clear this, and then if you want to do another lake, you can go over here to Overcup. If you want to download all the waypoints for that, it'll be the same way. And then just create a GPS, name it, Lake Overcup. You're going to, again, you would turn your selector on. Let's just see how many piles are on Overcup. So there's 121 brush piles on Lake Overcup. Again, you would click download the GPX. It's going to go through the same process. Are you okay with that? I'm going to cancel that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we do from here. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to our mail client, and I already have this set up, and so we're going to email this to ourselves. So I have it set up. I already named the subject line Arkansas or Lake Brewer Brush Piles. I'm going to go over here to my attachment, pick Lake Brewer, choose file, and we're going to send. Okay, so we just emailed the GPX file to ourselves, and so the next thing I'm going to show you is what I do with that on my phone. So you're going to want to open that email on your phone, and then I will show you the app that I use, and I'll put a link to the app that I'm using down in the description. I think any GPS app would work. The particular app that I'm using, I think I paid $1.99 for it. It may have even been free. But the thing I like about it is you're able to create folders and put all these waypoints in a folder to kind of keep them organized. So I'm going to show you now. We're going to go to a screenshot of my phone, and I'll show you, walk you through opening the file and uploading it to the app. Okay, so now I'm on my iPhone. I've opened my mailbox on my iPhone just like you normally would. Go to my inbox. Here's my email, Arkansas Fishing Videos. It's the Lake Brewer Brush Piles. So we're going to open that, and you're going to have this attachment, which is the GPX file that we've been downloading. So you're going to click on the GPX file, and then up at the top here in the corner, the little upload button right under the battery, you're going to click on that, and it's going to open up options here. And then you scroll across to the GPS, Motion X -GPS is the app that I'm using. You're going to click on that, and it's going to open the app, and then it's telling you that your import or one item is ready to import. So it's importing that entire file with all that brush pile data on it at one time, and we're going to click on import. It says please wait, and 86 waypoints is what we saw when we downloaded it from the Game and Fish website, and 86 waypoints is what's been imported here. So we're going to click done. Then it's going to take you to the map and show you whatever your normal location is. We go to menu, waypoints, recently imported, and there they are. They're in no particular order, but these are all the brush piles that are on Lake Brewer. And so we'll click on the top one here, and it'll take you straight to the map and show you that number 984. We'll zoom in here, and that's exactly where the brush pile is on the lake. And so once you get out to the ramp, you can set up your location based off the launch ramp or wherever you're putting in on the water, and then set the GPS to take you the GPS app to take you straight to those coordinates. And when you get finished fishing at that pile, or there's no fish on that pile and you want to go to another one, you just click on the next one, set your coordinates from wherever you started. It'll take you right to the next pile. Now, one of the things I did while I was in this waypoints was I went ahead and added a folder. And so we'll call that Lake Brewer. Click OK. And then all these that we imported, we're going to move waypoints. We're going to select all. We're going to click move. We're going to put them in our Lake Brewer folder. Are you sure you want to move? Yes, I do. And we're going to go back. And then as you can see, all 86 of those waypoints are inside our Lake Brewer folder for us to use. I think this is a cool way to keep it organized. So, you know, we looked at Lake Overcup. I think there were 121 points on there. You just do the same process with Lake Overcup. Create an Overcup folder on in your app. Import all those waypoints to there, and then whatever lake you're fishing. I didn't count the total number of lakes in Arkansas. If you got the time, I would say as you go to a different lake, you probably want to download those waypoints. That might be an easier way to do it. Although if you've got the time to sit down and download all of them to the app, you could certainly do that too. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions about the process or anything that I did, if you'll drop them in the comments below, I'll respond just as quickly as possible. I think I said early in the video that my son and I are converting a John boat to a bass boat, putting casting decks and things, some stuff like that in there. If you want to see that, those videos there below, or if you'll hang tight for about 5 seconds after this video stops, I'll throw up some links to those as well. I'll put a link to the GPS app that I'm using in the description down below. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, please drop them in the comment section below, and I'll get to them as quickly as possible. This is a great resource that's provided for us, and kind of a like I said, I'm kind of a budget fisherman. I'm not fishing out of a really expensive boat. I don't have super high-end electronics, but this was a good workaround so that I could still take advantage of the information that's being provided by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. It's the guy that responded on the Facebook page that I mentioned kind of talked like the Game and Fish was working on some sort of interactive map, maybe for mobile devices. So at some point this may become available just on the iPhone without having to download the file and do all that. And I don't think I said this, but I am using an iPhone, and I assume this would work on Android or Samsung. I don't know for sure. If I can get my hands on an Android or a Samsung, I'll see if I have a buddy or somebody that has one, and I'll see if the process works the same there. And if it does, I'll update this video or update it in the description to let you know. So that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, if you'll hang tight, I'll throw some links up to the other videos that I've shot, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.